Hi everyone, and welcome to Rapid Growth Vibes from the 19th to the 25th of July. Gosh, okay, so this week was so much better than last week. And I'm really enjoying the stability that we started to find at the end of the week, and now how we're bringing that also into next week as well, meaning this week that's coming up. And so what this also allows us to have is that feeling of stability, that feeling of groundedness, especially if you've had a lot of heightened emotions coming up. This week will continue to be a relief. And it's almost like, 2 weeks ago, we were like here, very hot and very stressed. And then it came a little bit down and we're still a little bit stressed, but kind of feeling a little bit better. And now we're moving into a week where we can feel more sense of like, I can breathe. I'm okay. Everything is okay. Even if your environment still doesn't feel 100% okay, you feel okay. Because there could perhaps be a part of you that started to allow yourself to be supported a little bit more. Because sometimes when we are pushed into a corner and we just don't know what to do anymore, it's just that feeling of like you're upset, you're angry, you're frustrated, but you're also kind of like, I wouldn't say giving up, but it's more feeling of like just surrendering, just allowing. Right? That means having discernment of your environment, still having control of your environment, but being a little bit more open to certain tools and certain levels of support that could be coming in to help you, but not in a way that makes you feel disabled or vulnerable, but more so actually really truly making you feel supported. And for you to know and understand and see that it's okay to not always having to be in control of everything, that the world actually can manage itself. People can manage themselves, and then you can still play an absolutely beautiful integral part in society, in your professional life, in your friendships, in your relationships. And sometimes also just knowing and understanding that how we show up, how we deal with certain situations, how we carry our responsibilities. Guys, what if sometimes what we do is actually enough? What if it's good enough? What if it's perfect? But we are the ones that can't see that. And even though our feedback in our environment keeps telling us that we're doing good, we're doing okay, we still don't feel it. My question to you now is, whose problem is that? Where does the actual weak link lie? I think the answer should hopefully be easy by now, because it's with us. It's because of what we project outward and thinking, oh, I'm not doing enough, I'm not handling this well enough, I'm too stressed, I'm not allowed to feel my emotions, I have to always put up a brave face. And what this vibe is coming in this week to show you, now that things have calmed down, and it's like, have a look at how you behaved 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Look at what showed up in your life, and look how you showed up. And if you look back at what happened and how you showed up and how other people showed up, how would you judge that right now? Being in calmer waters now, being now in more of a mentally relaxed state where you can emotionally digest circumstances and your environment much better, because right now you're outside of the problem. So you can see it from someone that's standing on the other side of the line. And if you had to pretend that you are now the outsider of the situation and you observe this as you would like on a TV show, how do you feel about where other people were at in your life? How do you feel about where you were at in your life? What changes would you have made? How would you assert or discern yourself better, or perhaps more? You see, this week is all about helping you to find balance again, to find that place of stability again, but to also observe perhaps where other things were maybe feeling a little bit too out of control, what you can take away from that. And when I say that, I mean preserve the positive learnings and let go of the stress that also came with that. You don't need the stress of the past in order to remember how to emotionally self-regulate yourself. You can automatically do that by just integrating the experiences that were happening. Not the bad aspects of that, but the part of you that did do things right. And yes, they were. There absolutely were things that you did do right. And this vibe is now showing you to look back on that and to see that. To absolutely integrate that and to see that. Because you might be finding yourself and your sense of self a lot more and faster, while others are still probably feeling a little bit dysregulated from the past 2 weeks, especially 3 weeks ago, most of 3 weeks ago leading up to 2 weeks. And they're still trying to find their inner equilibrium. And if they are, that's okay. Give them that space to find that. Because we still have, a full moon that's coming up. And we know how energy can ramp up and just cause things to become really stressful, if not explosive. And guys, that's not needed. We don't always need to have a breakdown in order to have a breakthrough. We're starting to get to a point now where this week is actually giving us that sense of clarity, that sense of insight to say, hey, you can see what's coming. You can feel what's coming. We are calm enough. We're stable enough to get a sense for emotions that's simmering, emotions that's rising up. Catch that. What is that? Look at it, face it, ask it questions. Treat it almost as if though it's like a separate aspect of yourself that you can communicate to. Because ultimately what you are communicating to is an aspect of your sense of self from the past that's coming forward that wants to speak to you. Speak to it and let it speak to you. And see what is going on so that you can break free from that, because this full moon and also the energy that's going to be building up to that. Right now we have the stability. But here's the plot twist. Here's where it's going to peak. You're going to feel the need to break free, to break away from these stagnant and old aspects of your sense of self. And these are patterns of yourself that you have that's continuously playing out in your life, that's causing you pain. And this vibe is telling you, you just don't have to deal with it anymore. Just doesn't have to be that way anymore. You don't have to keep breathing life into a past that's not real anymore. Now, the vibes are asking you, what do you want? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me here, and keep staying tuned with me, and subscribe to also the notifications bar, the tabs bar, and make sure that you stay up to date to get notified about our new upcoming vibes as well, because there's so many great things that's coming up, as well as with the full moon and the new moons, so many great things, and I have so much more surprises coming up as well. So you do want to make sure that you are aware of it and you know that it's coming. And until then, be the light that you are. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm sure that you learned a lot. So guys, subscribe to my channel here and also hit the notifications bar, and so that you can get notified every time when I upload a new video. So guys, also remember to share the video and also look out for courses that I have below in the description bar. And until next time, be the light that you are.